Supporting pro-life means you're supporting the movement of an anti-abortion. And as you may know, abortion is a well-known nationwide platform. To be pro-life or represented means that you don't believe that it's okay for the fetus to be murdered because they have the freedom to do so. Now, presented today, we will show you what abortion is, the human rights behind it, the physical health risk, abortion's background, psychological effects, the statistics, and the side effects, just to further explain why pro-life matters and the reason we should put an end to abortion. The Fifth Amendment states, "No person shall be deprived of life itself without due process of the law." But to a fetus, its rights are abused all the time because of an abortion. Now, take a minute to review the quotes from Troy Anderson's article. Abby Johnson's 3 main points summarizes human rights to live. And one of the quotes that were exceptional towards the presentation is bullet point number 2. She states, "There is humanity in the womb, and women's rights should not be above rights of a newborn child." Well, we want to let you know that we are created equal, and abortion is wrong. It's no doubt that we are experiencing human rights issues. So understand that humans have the right to live. And causing them to not do so causes more problems mentally and physically, which for some women will lead them to feel demeaning or make them feel as they were worthless. Take a look at these images before you. We want to let you know that these images are a bold part of our presentation. We are trying to explain to you why abortion needs to stop and why women fight so hard to end it. Notice that on the far right, it shows an image of a guy who has tape over his mouth with the words "life" over it. Now, to us, that picture means that this guy has no say-so on whether or not his girlfriend or maybe wife has an abortion, but he himself supports pro-life. Now, not only do men suffer more and women suffer, mentally, which I'll get there later, but a lot of women struggle from the health risk associated with abortion. So just know that you're chancing infection of the pelvic area, and who's to say that you might have to have surgery again or you might have to endure that process all over. Not only that, but abortion causes scarring along the uterine wall, which can ultimately result in the lack of abortion menstrual cycles, future miscarriages, and abnormal menstrual cycles and infertility. Your body is a temple, and it's sacredly made for a child. Now, I understand that we may have some unplanned things such as involuntary sex. Maybe you're married and you can't have a child, or you no longer want one, or this is just an example, if you were living in China and you were objected to be involved in the One Child Law Act, then that's a whole different story, because it becomes a little bit harder for you to keep the child within those circumstances. But just know that you're going to suffer a lot of regret, and you're going to suffer a lot of, once again, psychological effects. Now, a little background about abortion. It started in the late 1800s, and the article of National Abortion Federation in its overview stated that the movies behind most states becoming anti-abortion feared that the population would be dominated by children of newly arriving immigrants. Now, immigrants succumb to having an abortion or have to, find those abortions in the back alleys, because most of the times in the 1800s, you couldn't just walk down the street and say, "Oh, I want an abortion," or "I just want," no, those things were either you do them by yourself with the hanger, or you take what I'm about to tell you about, cotton root bark. Now, the only reason why I involve cotton root bark is because it was in the 1800s and it goes to what I'm talking about. I'm not saying this is 1973, because if it is, I doubt that they could find it at that time. All right. Cotton root bark is a product that has the ability to interrupt the pregnancy due to the cotton. By shutting down your hormones due to its progesterone, and anticorpus. After this anti-serum was most popular, we experienced many replicas of abortion in many different forms. Now, the two different replicas I'm talking about are the morning after pill and the abortion pill. The abortion pill induces abortions and it's supposed to be taken 70 days after sex. Their target is the youth, which causes more teens to get an abortion early. The next one is the morning after pill. That is an emergency contraception pill that reduces pregnancy risk. Now, its target is teens and preteens, but another one is adults. You see a lot of adults, or you hear a lot of adults taking this because they want to practice. They want to practice not safe sex, but they want to make for sure that they have a child when they are ready. Now, this comes with psychological effects because when you're losing something so dear as a child, and because of a decision that was made on accident or a decision that you made not ready, you're going to suffer a lot of things. Maybe if you can't have that child, such as anger, you probably suffer depression, you'll probably suffer all kind of things. Say if you weren't able to have kids anymore, that becomes a lot of reasons why you see and suffer from suicides, or that we have a lot of stuff right now, but that'll be the next. Just give me a minute. Now, some effects are anxiety, depression, and insomnia. Those three main problems exemplifies why we are pro-life. Okay. According to Southern Medical Journal, more than 1,703 Americans have found that women were aborted and were 154% likely to commit suicide. That's a lot of suicides due to abortion. That's a lot of suicides. Not to mention those in Texas experience up to 15 abortions per 1,000 female, age ranges 15 to 44. Now, as you can see on our slide, I'm giving you three columns. You have the non-pregnancies, both the miscarriages and abortions, and abortion holds the highest one for suicides. But as Texas, we experience the same range as, let's say, well, it's not exactly the same range, but you experience the same range from those such as New Jersey, and I want to say, no, probably just New Jersey, all those states up north. Now, my next slide and point I want to hit to you about are the side effects. This one will inform you on what side effects that we have due to abortion. And the one I want to let you know the most about is breast cancer. Breast cancer is caused from hormones being imbalanced. When a woman has an abortion, she causes her natural nutrients from those prepared by the baby. So when you're having a baby and you get those natural nutrients from it, and you have that abortion, you're stopping it, which makes it immature. Which also means underdevelopment. But when you have milk in you, or say you are or that baby is preparing, or the nutrients that you take are, filling that placenta up, and you stop it, let's say at 3 months, 4, 6, or 7 months, you're chancing a lot of toxics to come to sit in your body. And it's very, 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 very common for people to suffer from breast cancer. So, a little overview on why we are pro-life. Sorry, because I'm pro-life is not only the baby, it's not only about the baby, but it also harms you. And allowing the government to tell you what to do with your baby is a choice many can't resist. Presented before you are women who survived the choice, or the ones that I showed you are women who have fought for this. And the ones who are soon later to come will begin new lives for childs, giving a child the insight to be powerful in that later life. Thank you.